So I have a 2005 Daytona, Triumph Daytona 650. Beautiful bike, love it. Original owner. Got 21,000 miles on it. Something's up with my tachometer. It will kick up from like 10,000 to 11 in like a blink. It does. The bike doesn't rev or nothing. I'm just kind of curious what the hell's going on. So it's hard to get anything on these bikes because nobody owns them. It's kind of a rare bike. So on a whim, I bought a new ODB reader for my car, and I happened to notice that my Triumph had the same size plug. So don't you know, I plugged it in and it read it. And it actually had an error on it says it's the like tachometer circuit or some shit like that. So I decided, searching on, just searching online what people think about it, and AI was saying that it's usually not the circuit, it's just the plug needs to be reseated. So I decided to check it out, and to do that you have to take your windscreen off, which is all these little bolts right here. And then it just kind of comes off, but then it's kind of a pain in the ass because these little rubber things that hold the windshield on will pop off when you're taking it out, which is not really a big deal. But then what happens is when you go to put it back in again, you're like, sorry about the camera, but you're just like, what the hell, how do I get it back in again? These fucking little rubber grommets right here that are screwed in because they stick out just enough, and it's a pain in the ass. But one advantage is you can really clean your windscreen all the way down to the bottom, which I've never been able to do that. So I did that, and I actually cleaned all this out inside of here, and took the my gauges off. Took the gauges out. It's these 5 little screws right here. They're kind of hard, but I don't know. They weren't that hard to get out there. Maybe like 7mm. And then when you pop it out, then it's this big plug right here. Just pulls out. And I put a little WD on it and like greased it up and made it look all nice and soft again because it was all dried out. Unplugged it. A little button you push on the side. Unplugged it. Plugged it back in again. Cleaned it out. Cleaned everything out in here. Actually, I just took a rag. Now it's real easy. I just wiped everything down in here and cleaned it all out. And then I was like, went to put it back, and I couldn't squeeze the little rubber thing through this little space right here. Because actually, when I took them off, they popped off. This one here and this one over here both popped off and fell down inside. But thankfully, it fell onto the floor. Then I figured out that in order to get these guys back in, I needed to take, if I take off my mirrors, then I can pull this out like this, and then I can get them in. So that's what I'm doing. So I figured out if I take my mirrors out, it's a 10mm. Take these 2 bad boys out, and I took the little rubber piece out of here that kind of seals. That's just in there. There's a little rubber piece in there to keep, I guess, for vibration and stuff. That fits in here. So I took it out, and I greased them up a little bit, and I'll make these guys nice and soft again so they don't rot away. And I put a little WD on these guys because they were showing a little, not really rust, but from all the years. And yeah, so now I'm gonna put it all back together. But if you ever take your windscreen off, you got to take your mirrors off, and it'll be a lot easier to put these little rubber grommets in here. So I'll let you know. And there's not really much online about these bikes, so yeah. My main issue, what I was really going through with this bike, was that I've always had issues with starting it. Click, 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 start, And, jumping it off of a car or something, it's all good, but or if I jump the actual solenoid itself. It's happened so much that I don't ever screw my seat on. I leave my seat where I can just remove it at any time. because it happens so much, because all you have to do is to get your bike going, you just jump this guy right here. Don't put a screwdriver between them. Boom, you know, it'll start up. But without doing that, it'll just click, 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 and it's kind of embarrassing. You stop at a gas station, get gas, and then your bike don't freaking start. Everybody's looking at your bike like, what the hell's that? Because you've never seen one before. Then it don't start. Kind of embarrassing. So anyway, I got a stronger battery, and it's supposed to have 135 Colt cranking amps. It's starting for now, but I've seen that. Works good for a little bit, and then starts clicking again. But that's what I'm trying to resolve, is that. And being that I changed my battery, now it starts up right away. Then I figured out that my ODB reader can actually plug into this bike and kind of look at it, because my engine light was on. I cleared all my codes. I had 5 different codes on there. I haven't researched the others, but one of them was that the RPMs jump from 10,000. Actually, it's 10,000 to 12,000. Once it hits 10,000, it immediately jumps up to 12,000. And they say it's some circuit issue, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's what I'm going through. I'll post videos about my bike. I love this damn thing. I've had it since new. But yeah, we'll see what's up. Anyway, peace.